Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. I'm here today with my full review of the brand new Google Pixel 4a. And I gotta say, I totally love this device. Unequivocally, there is nothing else that I have ever tested or ever used at the $350 price point that gives you the same level of performance, the same amazing camera, all-day battery, and everything that you could possibly want for in this nice, concise package. Of course, it comes with all the wonderful Google stuff as well, especially the call screening feature, which I totally love. Now, before we get into the full review, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you get updates when new videos come out. Now let's talk about this Pixel 4a. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. This phone is really good. If you're interested in this phone, you've probably seen several other videos, and most people go on and on and on about how amazing it is. It's because it is. I mean, there's no way around it. Google has hit a home run. They got a slam dunk, a hole-in-one with this phone. And yes, I know there was some frustration. This phone was likely supposed to launch a couple of months ago, but because of all the wonderful things going on in the world right now, it got delayed. Now, the Pixel 3a and the 3a XL last year were really good. This took everything that the Pixel 3a and 3a XL did, whether they did it right or not, and it made it better. 12 megapixel camera on the back, industry leading standard setting, amazing pictures you can take with this thing, and you're going to see some samples here in a minute, and you're totally going to love it. You're probably going to get your credit card out and try and order one of them as soon as you get done with this video. I'm telling you, it's that good. And yes, this phone was sent out as a review unit, but if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I'm pretty darn objective whenever it comes to looking at devices. I look at the pros, I look at the cons, and I try and present this to you in a way that's very fair, that you can get the information that you want. So I'm not being paid for this. This is not sponsored. None of that stuff. I could say this phone sucks if I want, and Google won't care because I'm under no obligation to say so. So what do you get here? You get a Snapdragon 730G. What's the G stand for? It stands essentially for gaming. There is a Snapdragon 730 and the 730G. If you watched my 72-hour review, you kind of got the skinny on this already, but it's because that the graphics processor that's combined with the processor in this phone is 50 megahertz faster than the 730 model. I never tested the 730 model, but this one works just fine. You can play Call of Duty Mobile really well on here, no problems. If you want to get into PUBG and Fortnite, it does suffer a little bit, but you can do it, and the phone kind of heats up a little bit when you do it. But anyway, 5.8-inch OLED display. It is a really sharp-looking phone. It looks really nice. An all-plastic body, or polycarbonate as people like to call it. It's just a fancy name for plastic. Lightweight, headphone jack on the top, which is what allows you to enjoy high-quality music. Now, it's not 24-bit or 32-bit quad DAC, none of that crazy stuff, but it's better than your average headphone jack. Yes, not all headphone jacks are created equal. One of the things that you're going to love about this phone, fingerprint sensor on the back, and it works like a champ. Watch this. Whoop. It's fast. It's accurate. You don't have to wait for the little icon to pop up under the screen. You don't have to sit there and hold your finger down and get told that you need to try again because it's not working right. Now, it doesn't have facial recognition, but it does have a camera on the front, which is an 8 megapixel front-facing selfie camera, which takes really good pictures. And just to let you know, you can do portrait shots with the front-facing selfie camera, and you can do night mode shots. You're going to see that too, which is really cool. 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is totally great because Google makes Android. I mean, this is their own operating system. It's as efficient as you're going to get. It's essentially bare bones except for the extra stuff that Google puts in there, like the call screening and things like that. They took away the squeeze feature, which was in all the other Pixel phones. I actually like that. One, it cuts down on cost. Two, I don't like it. I would accidentally activate it all the time, so I'm glad that was gone. That was actually a criticism I had of the past devices. USB-C charging on the bottom. This phone has stereo speakers. Speaker on the bottom, and the handset speaker where you normally listen to people talk also doubles as a speaker. It's not the loudest volume in the world when it comes to speakers, but it's enjoyable. It's great for playing games. It's good for media consumption, and there's not a whole lot in the $350 price range that offers stereo speakers, so I'm totally cool with that. Battery life. 3,140 milliamp battery. Just to put that in perspective, the Pixel 4 had like a 2,800 milliamp battery, and it had terrible, terrible battery life. But it had the Snapdragon 855. It had a larger screen. Actually, the screen's about the same size. It had a 90 hertz refresh rate, though, and that's really what killed it, and a Quad HD Plus resolution. This right here, you get an OLED. You get nice darks, you get great contrast, you get good color balance. Looks good. I really like the way that it looks. They've got a really nice tone on here, too, to where things look pretty natural, except it doesn't have that warm hue where it gives it kind of a yellowy effect like iPhone does. So OLED panel, 1080p resolution, which is good because it still looks sharp and crispy on this 5.8-inch screen. You don't need Quad HD Plus, it's totally fine. Yeah, at $350, you're not getting an advanced refresh rate. So this is just a regular 60 hertz, no 90 hertz, no 120 hertz, but it's the same as every iPhone that's out there. So if you think that it's not great, well, I mean, look at the $1,100 iPhone 11 Pro Max that doesn't have an enhanced refresh rate either. So that's not really, it didn't really matter with this phone. $350, come on. In addition to that, like I said, 1080p screen, 5.8-inch, 3,140 milliamp battery. It lasts all day. It'll get you from point A to point B. It's not a 2-day battery. I get about 6 hours, 5.5, 6 hours screen on time, no problem. I don't have adaptive brightness on. I have the battery turned up. It's perfectly good. I mean, there's not a whole lot in this size that's going to get you that kind of efficiency with the battery. Most flagship phones only get about 5 to 6 hours of screen on time. So for $350 to give you all day battery, totally fine with that. Here's where we come to the cool stuff. The cameras, or camera really, but cameras, yeah, the one on the front and the back. Let's talk about it. 12.2 megapixel camera on the back. It looks amazing. You get night mode, you get slow-mo, you get portrait mode, all that stuff. And here's one thing. If you used the Pixel 3a or the 3a XL last year, you know with the processor that was in there, whenever you took pictures, it might take a second or two to finish processing the image because you get a lot of image post-processing with the Pixel cameras. It doesn't do it with hardware, it does it with software. So it takes a picture and then uses this processor to do all the fancy magic it does on the inside of the phone that makes the picture look amazing. And you can see that here in these photos. I took a lot of photos with it. I went downtown, I took some selfies, I took some night mode shots. Totally impressed with it. It is uncanny what you can get out of this phone for a $350 smartphone with the camera. You're going to see pictures in here that you're not going to be able to get with a $600, $700, $800, $900 phone, or even a $1,000 phone. It is seriously impressive. And this tiny little phone guy right here, that it performs so well, and that's all credit to Google. So they did a fantastic job there. Front-facing selfie camera, same thing, night mode shots, portrait shots, and it takes them lickety-split, real fast. You press the button, not maybe a half a second later, third a second later, it's done. It's not like press it and wait for it forever. And that's, I mean, it's on par with regular flagship level phones. And that's the thing when you get down to it with this phone. It has such excellent performance. It doesn't matter that it's a Snapdragon 730G. You would think that it was an 8 series processor in here just because it's so smooth, it's so quick. I mean, stock Android already runs pretty darn quick. So whenever they bumped up the processor in here, it's everything that you could probably expect in a phone that would cost you $600, $700, $800 at the $350 price point. And this phone right here is going to put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces. If you're one of those people that goes out and buys a $200 phone every year and you get home and it's like, all right, there's one or two things that are okay with it, but then you don't get any software updates and then it's all, crummy and the performance sucks the next year, and then you go buy another one. It's just you're repeating the same cycle. This phone will last you 3 years, no problem, because Google gives you 3 years of software upgrades. So you're covered. This thing is going to last you. It seems like it's durable enough. If you're worried about it, put a case on it. I've got some cases. I've got an ESR case that I like that's clear with the glass back. I'll put some links below so you can check that out if you want some recommendations on some accessories for it. But they're not expensive either. And that's the whole thing with this phone. You get a great phone, you get all-day battery life, you get just as good a camera performance that I can tell as I got when I had the regular Pixel 4 or the 4 XL. So you're not compromising on the camera. You're not compromising on performance. The only thing you're doing is you're saving yourself a lot of money in your pocketbook, and you're going to get a great, reliable phone that's going to last you for quite a while. So yeah, is it a high frills phone? No. it's probably the most plain and boring looking phone that I've ever seen. But it does what it does well. It works great. And I love it. I mean, if I didn't have so many other like $1,000 phones that I'm always using and reviewing and carrying around with me all the time, I would carry this on a daily basis. And I would recommend this to anybody that asks me what they should get that has a good camera and doesn't cost a lot of money, or they just want a phone under $500 or $600. This right here, likely going to be it. So the only thing that you're really going to be missing out with on this phone is there's no dust and water resistance. So normally with like flagship level or more expensive phones, you get IP68 dust and water resistance, you get wireless charging. Neither one of those are in here. But at $350, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. If you want something that you're worried about dropping your phone in the water, I would more evaluate why you're carrying your phone near the water. Phones and electronics, electrical things do not belong near water. So yeah, that's not really a problem that I have. If you're concerned about it, don't buy it. And I don't really care for wireless charging personally, because when you have it set down on the wireless charger, you can't use the phone. And it's not as fast as using the regular cable to plug it in. And if you want to use your phone while you're charging it, you just plug the cable into the bottom. So I don't really feel like that takes away from the phone experience. And at $350, you're not going to lose me on selling points whenever you talk about those features not being in here. But just for your own personal edification, so you know, no dust and water resistance, no wireless charging. That's all I've got. I know that it's a glowing review. I know that it sounds like I really like this phone, and it's because I do. I have absolutely zero problem recommending this. I think you'll be happy with it, and you can't go wrong for the price tag. So that's all I've got. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. If you have any questions or if you have comments, please feel free to leave those down in the comment section. I will get back with you. And as always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.